Wednesday. Yes, it's Wednesday. I don't usually vlog on Wednesday, but I'm home on this Wednesday. So anyway, I didn't vlog obviously Monday. I didn't even finish out Saturday's filming. I apologize for that. So I'm gonna just give you a recap of what happened Saturday. Let's see. Basically, we had a picnic, we ate, played outside. Those who want to play outside, I pretty much stayed inside with Grandmama. We did our dotting. So, and had dessert, which was good. We had cookies and cake. Yeah, and then we didn't do fireworks. We didn't do any of that just because the little ones had to take their nap or go to bed early, and it's so hot outside. And plus the fact that a lot of us had church the next day. So, but nonetheless, we had a good time. So that's a recap of basically Friday. Sunday, did we do anything Sunday? No, we just relaxed, stayed home. I think we were planning on going to park, but we didn't. But that's okay. It was mostly because it rained. I had a terrible headache that day. But I survived. Took a nap, ate, took a pill. Dealt with that. Let's see. What else did I do? That was on Sunday. Monday had Brittany, Dan, Ricky, Owen, and Abigail went to Washington, D.C. Really wanted to go, but I couldn't because Mom needed help with Ava and Nathan. They did pretty good. We were in a good cycle, and they pretty much complied. Played outside. They got to go in the garden, over our neighbors, and picked green beans. So they had fun doing that. So I had a dozer. We played outside, played a game where they listened really closely and had to follow instructions. We didn't do the sand because that's just messy. I think we did chalk. Did we do chalk? I can't remember. I don't think we did. With bowls and stuff like that, and then had quiet time with Ava. Nathan went down for his nap. They didn't come home until late last night, so Mom gave them both baths. I basically read Nathan and Ava a bedtime story. Ava was so tired that she was compliant and just went to bed. I lay down with her on the floor because that's where her sleep bed is. And she just curled up, and she even wanted to share the blanket with me, and I stayed there for like 10 to 15 minutes. She fell asleep. Nathan eventually fell asleep too, and I was able to escape. The time that happened, they all came home, and that was Monday. And then of course Tuesday I worked yesterday. Did 3 houses. Anyway, ow, just scraped my foot. I've been noticing I've been scraping my fingers. I've been scratches all over the place, bruises. And then today, Ricky, Brittany, Dan, Owen, Abigail, and Ava are going to Hershey Park. Was not interested whatsoever to go in Hershey Park because I don't like roller coaster rides or carnival rides. I don't like rides in general. I get dizzy, I get sick. I don't even like watching them. They make me feel ill. So, I don't do heights either, so that was just a no bueno. Plus it's hot outside. It's just not cool to go on rides when it's just hot. And they weren't planning on going on any water rides, so I wasn't worried about that either because I'm not a huge fan of swimming myself, even though, I mean, I can go in the shallow end and I'm fine, but I don't like doing like deep ends because then I feel insecure, and then plus I can't swim, so there's that. But yeah, hopefully they have a good time. No one gets any heat stroke and everyone's okay, feels okay. But Mom's been a busy bee cleaning up the place. She cleaned both bathrooms downstairs because they were gross. She was able to clean up the kitchen. I think she did the dining room yesterday. But she's been cleaning up and doing laundry and stuff, so just to get her mind focused and clear and active. So, and I've been busy with Nathan, changing his poopy diapers and pee-pee diapers, and then going outside and playing in the tent, playing with chalk, and playing on our scooter things and the little rides, so little elephant or doggy ride, kid rides they sit on. It's like those little things you sit on and they move with the wheels, but anyway. They had fun, so yeah. Oh, I think it was kind of going back to Sunday. I forgot, in the evening, Abigail, Owen, and I, we had like a sing-off or a sync-off, I guess, like lip-singing off, so that was fun. Hang out with the two older ones, so I have a combination of hanging out with the older ones and the younger ones. But yeah, and then just put Nathan for his nap, so I have free time right now. I also need to do an intro. Hopefully I'll do that soon. But yeah, I'm sorry guys, I will be getting my videos up soon. Sorry the videos are kind of all over the place. I'm not exactly finishing them, and you're probably not getting as much Bible time, and I forgive me on that. I am so looking forward to my room being cleaned up. Look at this. It's a mess. Like, guys, they got clothes back there. My room's a wreck. Okay, that's my mess, but that is my niece and nephew's mess, and they've got all their clothes on my couches, so it's a good thing I don't film or hang out on my couch as much anymore. But I'll be so glad. Me and Brittany were talking about last night how we were so ready to be, like, they're ready to go home, and we're ready just to have our routine, and they want their routine back, so it'd be so nice to have everything in order again. Oh, did I mention? I don't think I showed you. I don't know if I even mentioned. I think I did mention about the dentist. I had no cavities. I had pretty good teeth. Oh yeah, I think I did talk about my teeth. Anyway, however, I did not say that I got a pedicure. Maybe I did, but I didn't show you my feet. Sorry if they're dirty. I've been outside with Nathan, but I want to show you my toes. I don't usually like showing my feet, but I had something different done this time. Okay, can you see them? I don't know if you can or not, but excuse me. Don't mind my ugly feet, but there's this blue, you can see it right there. See that like line right there? So they did the clear coat first, and then they did the black, and then they took like this blue, you can see right there, and they painted it so many times, and they had this like magnet thing that made the stripe. They would just keep it on there for I don't know how many seconds, and then they painted it over again. They kept doing that like 5-6 times, and then once they got to a certain color that they wanted, after so many times of the painting over magnet, but it's so weird because I've never seen anything like that, but I saw it on the like they have those books that have like those fake painted nails, and they show you what color you have. I saw that design, I was like, oh, I want that. It was something different, and I was like so excited. Plus the fact that is literally the color that I want for my hair, is that dark blue. So I just liked it. It was pretty cool. So I'm sorry about my ugly feet. They're just, I'm getting old. That's all it is. I'm getting old. And I feel my age too. Nails are terrible. And they were trying to convince me to do my fingernails, and I was like, no. They just wanted that. That's all they wanted. They wanted do-re-mis. I can't, and I was playing songs for Ava and Nathan. All they wanted to listen to is Baby Shark, anything Cocomelon, Peppa Pig. Apparently they like Bluey, which is a dog show. All these are cartoons, by the way. Scooby-Doo. I started after watching Scooby-Doo so many times on Monday. I kept talking like Shaggy, like man. I kept saying like and all this other stuff. I was like, oh, I've been watching too much Scooby-Doo. But nonetheless, I had a good time. The kids are being compliant. I think if they have less distractions is one thing. They're more focused. Yes, Ava had a few pouting moments, but she didn't scream or anything. I hadn't had any issues with that. She was ready to have chill time, ready to go to bed. She was just tired. Plus the fact if you don't give them sugar right before bed, that just hypes the kid up. No offense to my sister, but she doesn't realize like this is affecting their kids. Like, don't give them sugar right before bed. Common knowledge, my friend. Common knowledge. Like I said, I'm not trying to criticize her, but I don't think she realizes it's not like we're depriving them from sugar. We just think right before bed is not helping their situation. So after Nathan gets up from a nap, he can have his sugar, like his cookies or whatever then. But we don't give it right before, like right after dinner time, in between dinner time and bedtime. That's just a no bueno. Even I know that. But hopefully, if Mom's been kind of giving them some tips, hopefully they'll take them home as well. Maybe they're different at home. I don't know. Maybe it's because of different atmosphere. That's not in their normal routine. Of course, they're 3 hours behind us, so that could be it. I don't know. Hopefully they'll be able to focus more once they get back at home. Obviously, if they readjust to the time, because they're gonna probably be accustomed this time and want to go to bed early. But then I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they'll adjust better. I don't know. But yeah. So I plan on, since grandmother bought me one of these kits, I think I'm not gonna do my current one, my friend's one and his one, but I did count how many is in here, and there's 30. And I had just same amount of these. Yes, they're technically in bags, but since I do have this, I'll just stick all these in those and label them. So, and these are squared ones. These are going to be different. I've never used squared ones before. Grandma says they're harder than circle ones. So we'll see. Why is there loose? There's just like random loose ones here. I don't know if you can see. There's like random loose ones. Like, what in the world? Their bag just has a hole in it. I don't know. I just find that odd. But anyway, so yeah. I'm surviving, guys. I am. I'm tired. I don't know if I want to take a nap today. But I have to do my intro, so maybe if I do my intro and then take a nap, I can do that. So, yeah. I'll have to remember to film later, so hopefully I'll remember. I don't know. We'll see how the whole situation with Nathan ends up doing, so you'll see me later. Okay, guys, it is officially the evening. I guess I should be filming more content for you, but I've been really busy lately, and I just don't have the energy or the time. So I got a little power nap today. Before I woke up Nathan, I vacuumed basement and the main floor. Mom got all the dusting done, or majority of the dusting, and we didn't get up here obviously because our rooms are consumed by crap, by stuff. What did I do? Got Nathan up, played with him. He's been very content just to play in a certain area. He's very like hands-on and just wants to play continuously over and over and over. It doesn't bore him like it does Ava. So we don't have to, I can be as little or active as much as possible. So I've been inside majority of the evening. I'm not sure if we're going to go outside again. I'm not sure. Might be cooperative enough to take a chill pill and just watch the rest of this evening. We also watched Peppa Pig when we got up, ate a few snacks, played some more upstairs, and then Nana made dinner, which consisted of rice, carrots, black beans, chicken. Zachary ate leftover mac and cheese from the picnic the other day. Still got mac and cheese. Mom made a huge tin full of mac and cheese, and we still have a lot left. I don't know what these kids are eating, but they're not eating enough, or they're just, I don't know what's going on while they're here. I don't know why they're not like eating again. Maybe when they're older they'll start eating more, especially when they go through puberty. Yeah, Mom's kind of took over after dinner. I cleaned the kitchen, took stuff out to the Kia, which still has all of our equipment in, and we have to replace it once everyone gets back tomorrow. Well, they're gonna get home tonight, and load it up in the morning. And it's always fun to unload and reload. But anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, and I've already filmed a bit also before I took my power nap. I filmed a few clips, so you guys will finally get a intro. Obviously it'll be way in advance since I haven't made any videos yet, so here it is. Yeah, that's pretty much it as far as updating you guys. So I guess I should get into everybody's favorite time to vlog, since I have been lacking on that. Oh, goodness gracious. And it's everybody's favorite time to vlog, Bible time. I absolutely love my new Bible case. It's so pretty, it's so me, and I just like how big it is, so now I can put all my notebook and everything in it without it being so I don't have to put it in my backpack purse or anything. Excuse me. Alright, Leviticus chapter 13. This looks like a long one. Oh goodness, it is. Haha, bear with me. Serious skin diseases. Ooh, yummy. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, if anyone has a swelling or rash or discolored skin that might develop into a serious skin disease, that person must be brought to Aaron, the priest, or to one of his sons. The priest will examine the affected area of the skin. If the hair in the affected area has turned white and the problem appears to be more than skin deep, it is a serious skin disease, and the priest who examines it must pronounce that person ceremonially unclean. But if the affected area of the skin is only a white discoloration and does not appear to be more than skin deep, and if the hair on the spot has not turned white, the priest will quarantine the person for 7 days. On the seventh day, the priest will make another examination. If he finds the affected area has not changed, the problem has not spread on the skin, the priest will quarantine the person for 7 more days. On the 7th day, the priest will make another examination. If he finds the affected area has faded and has not spread, the priest will pronounce the person ceremonially clean. It is only a rash. The person's clothing must be washed, and the person will be ceremonially clean. But if the rash continues to spread after the person has been examined by the priest and has pronounced clean, the infected person must return to be examined again. If the priest finds that the rash has spread, he must pronounce the person ceremonially unclean, for it is indeed a skin disease. Anyone who develops a serious skin disease must go to the priest for examination. If the priest finds a white swelling on the skin and some hair on the spot has turned white, and there is an open sore in the affected area, it is a chronic skin disease, and the priest must pronounce the person ceremonially unclean. In such cases, the person must not be, the person need not to be quarantined, for it is obviously that skin is defiled by disease. Now suppose the disease has spread all over the person's skin, covering the body from head to toe. When the priest examines the affected person and finds that the disease covers the entire body, he will pronounce the person ceremonially clean. Okay. Since the skin has turned completely white, the person is clean. If an open sore appears, the infected person will be pronounced ceremonially unclean. The priest must make this pronouncement as soon as he sees an open sore, since open sores indicate the presence of the skin disease. However, if the open sore heals and turns white like the rest of the skin, the person must return to the priest for another examination. If the affected areas have indeed turned white, the priest will then pronounce the person ceremonially clean by declaring, "You're clean." Excuse me. If anyone has a boil in the skin that has started to heal, but a white swelling or reddish white spot develops in its place, that person must go to the priest to be examined. If the priest examines it and finds it to be more than skin deep, and if the hair in the affected area has turned white, the priest must pronounce the person ceremonially unclean. Boils became a serious skin disease, but if the priest finds no white hair on the affected area and the problem appears to be more than skin deep and has faded, the priest must quarantine the person for 7 days. If during that time the affected area spreads on the skin, the priest must pronounce the person ceremonially unclean because it is serious disease. But if the area grows no larger and does not spread, it is merely the scar from the boil, and the priest will pronounce the person ceremonially clean. If anyone has suffered a burn on the skin and the burn area changes color, becoming neither reddish, white, or shiny white, the priest must examine it. As you can tell by all this, the priest is always examining, make sure it is clear for takeoff, if it's bad or if it's good. The priest must examine it. If he finds that the hair in the affected area has turned white and the problem appears to be more than skin deep, the skin disease has broken out in the burn. The priest must then pronounce the person ceremonially unclean, for it is clearly a serious skin disease. But if the priest finds no white hair on the affected area and the problem appears to be more than skin deep and has faded, the priest must quarantine the infected person for 7 days. On the 7th day, the priest must examine the person again. If the affected area has spread on the skin, the priest must pronounce that person ceremonially unclean. For it is clearly a skin disease. But if the affected area has not changed or spread on the skin and has faded, it is simply a swelling from the burn. The priest will then pronounce the person ceremonially clean, for it is only the scar from the burn. If anyone, either man or woman, has a sore on the head or chin, the priest must examine it. If he finds it more than skin deep and has fine yellow hair on it, the priest must pronounce the person ceremonially unclean. It is the scabby sore of the head or chin. If the priest examines the scabby sore and finds that is on skin deep, but there's no black hair on it, he must quarantine the person for 7 days. On the 7th day, the priest must examine the sore again. If he finds the scabby sore has not spread, and there's no hair on it, and appears to be only skin deep, the person must shave off all hair except the hair on the affected area. Then the priest must quarantine the person for another 7 days. On the 7th day, he will examine the sore again. It has not spread and appears to be no more than the skin deep. The priest pronounced the person ceremonially clean. The person's clothing must be washed, and the must be washed, and the person will be ceremonially clean. But if the scabby sore begins to spread after the person's pronounced clean, the priest must do another examination. If he finds that the sore has spread, the priest does not need to look for yellow hair. The infected person is ceremonially unclean, but if the color of the scab sore does not change and black has grown on it, it has healed. The priest will then pronounce the person ceremonially clean. If either man or woman has shiny white patches on the skin, the priest must examine the affected area, and if he finds out the shiny patches are only pale white, this is a harmless skin rash, and the person is ceremonially clean. If a man loses his hair and his head becomes bald, he is still ceremonially clean. If he loses hair on his forehead, he simply has a bald forehead, and he's still clean. However, if a reddish-white sore appears on the bald area at the top of or back of his head, this is a skin disease. The priest must examine him, and if he finds swelling around the reddish-white sore anywhere on the man's head, and it looks like a skin disease, the man is indeed infected with a skin disease and is unclean. The priest must pronounce him ceremonially unclean because of the sore on his head. Those who suffer from a serious skin disease must tear their clothing and leave their hair uncombed. They must cover their mouth and shout out, "Unclean, unclean!" As long as the serious skin disease lasts, they will be ceremonially unclean. They must live in isolation in their place outside the camp. Excuse me. Treatments of contaminated clothing. Now, suppose mildew contaminates some woolen or linen clothing, woolen or linen fabric, the hide of an animal, or anything made of leather. If the contaminated area in the clothing, the animal hide, the fabric, or the leather article has turned greenish or reddish, it is contaminated with mildew and must be shown to the priest. After examining the affected spot, excuse me. Oh goodness. After examining the affected area, the priest will put the article in quarantine for 7 days. On the 7th day, the priest must inspect it again. If the contaminated area is spread, the clothing or fabric or leather is clearly contaminated by a serious mildew and is ceremonially unclean. The priest must burn the item, the clothing, the woolen or linen fabric, or a piece of leather, for it has been contaminated by a serious mildew. It must be completely destroyed by fire. But if the priest examines it and finds the contaminated area is not spread in the clothing, the fabric, or the leather, the priest will order the subject or object to be washed and then quarantined for 7 more days. Then the priest must examine the object again. If he finds the contaminated area does not change color after being washed, really? Slow down. I don't know if you heard that, but it's a crazy madman on a bike. Okay, where was I? If he finds the contaminated area does not change color after being washed, even if it's not spread, the object is defiled, it must be completely burned up, whether the contaminated spot is in the inside or outside. But if the priest examines it and finds that the contaminated area is faded after being washed, then he must cut the spot from the clothing, the fabric, or the leather. If the spot later appears on the clothing, the fabric, or the leather article, the mildew is clearly spreading, and the contaminated object must be burned up. But if the spot disappears from clothing, the fabric, or the leather article after it's been washed, it must be washed again, and then it will be ceremonially clean. These are the instructions for dealing with mildew that contaminates woolen or linen clothing or fabric or anything made of leather. This is how the priest will determine whether these items are ceremonially clean or unclean. Thank you, Lord, as always, for your living freedom word. I have no idea why I've been going into accent, but anyway, I find it fascinating and fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. Things hopefully will get back to normal. Kind of, I don't know. My life is not normal anymore. That's okay. I am dealing with it, and I know that certainly God is going to go with it too. Get me through it too. Sorry, I'm so tired. My brain, my processor not working. I'm going cuckoo. My tongue just not working, and it's not working. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. As always, keep on smiling, stay positive. Stay positive. Jesus told you I love you, and I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.